And we're live. We are indeed live. Live. Forgot to put on my jacket. I will do that real quick, since I apparently forgot to do that. Alright. We have 0 concurrent viewers at the exact moment. Hopefully this will increase within the next 10 seconds. We have 2 concurrent viewers. And hopefully this is going good. So, let's see. Do we have any people in the chat? Before anyone asks, the Hoovers behind me. The Elite Rewind. Tech Doyle YT says hello. Hello. Wonderful. By the way, I do not like tea at all, but there's this Lipton Zero Sugar Peach Iced Tea that I'm very much a fan of. I think I'll go ahead and let everyone in the server know that I'm streaming right now. That should help. Do 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 do. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? I probably should tell people that I'm streaming. See, because sometimes I'll tell people I'm streaming 5 minutes before I am, so that way, whenever they actually come in, then I'm starting the stream. It's Tech and Vac Guy. Yeah, reversed guy. What does reversed guy mean? Well, Vac and Tech Guy is kind of generic, but I mean, hey. Just because I know there's a lot of people, they'll just be, oh, vacuum carpet cleaner guy or Tech and Vac Guy. It gets really confusing because it's kind of a generic name, so it's hard to tell who's who. But reverse is at least honestly don't say reverse guy, just have it be just reverse, because reverse guy sounds weird, but reverse, I mean, of course it's your channel, you do what you want, but I'm saying if I were you, that's what I would do, because then it'd be more unique. If it's just reverse, especially with that profile picture, if you just take guy off it, it would look pretty cool. So at least I think so, but what do I know? I'm okay. That's good. We got 4 concurrent viewers right now. That is good. Yeah, I get that a lot, lol. What? Did you just switch accounts? Okay. Move this. My third monitor isn't plugged in right now, so I have to keep switching back and forth between OBS and the stream, unless I put it right here. But then I can't see what I was doing right here, which was I'm really bored, so I'm comparing. I opened up Trump's website and Biden's website, and I'm looking through them and seeing what they all do. They both suck. So there, if I say they both suck, then no one will get pissed off. Actually, that means everyone will get pissed off. Well, either way. Interesting. I made a 6579-3 with my 6585 parts and my CleanView parts. Interesting. That Power Force Helix, not the 1700 but the 12B1, is starting to die. I tried to take it apart to refurbish it, and the screws are rusted out, so I can't do anything with it refurb wise. Meaning that whatever's in the motor is going to stay in the motor. So I sucked up some water to try to clean it out, and the motor started to die, which is precisely what I expected. How much does OBS cost? It's free. XSplit costs money, but OBS is free. That's why I use OBS. And because it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Plus, there's so much. I see a vacuum in the background. Yes, this is the Elite Rewind. I just dropped something. I hope that didn't have anything in it. But yeah, this is the Elite Rewind. Is the motor bad? The one in the Rewind's good. The one in the Power Force Helix is... It's not bad. It's just... Well, now it is. Now that there's water in it. Now it's bad. But before it was just kind of... You know... It was fine. It wasn't horrible. But it wasn't good either. So that vacuum is basically just going to be my... Just auxiliary vacuum. Like, I'll just use it to vacuum up whatever I want and just not care. Because... You know, or I could sell it as is for like $10, but where's the fun in that? I may smash it at some point, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. If the water dries up in it, of course I don't want to sell it right now because there's water in the motor, but if I'm able to dry out the motor and it still works-ish, maybe I'll just sell it for like $5 or $10. I'm possibly getting a new inbox Kirby Legend 2. That's wonderful. That's the Hoover Elite, yes. Make a video of the motor noise. I did record some clips and stuff, but I haven't uploaded them. You just got it. Yeah, that is true. I just got it. My Bissell CleanView needs a new post-motor filter, but it works for now. Well, it doesn't need to have the post-motor filter to work. And the post-motor filters, you can get like a pack of like 4 of them, of HEPA filters for like $5 or like $10 you can get like 4 filters. I know that's what I did. I bought a pack of like 4 HEPA filters online. You can also use the normal black electrostatic filters. Those work too, just not HEPA. If you plan on smashing it, do a smash things one style. Well, the weird thing is it ended up being, I did record, I sucked up some water in it, and for some reason the soap started flying out of the motor, so I guess it was more H-pad style. Where, you know, he sucks up like laundry soap and then it just completely locks up the motor. I literally just sucked up water in it, but I guess there was soap on the ground or something because it was like there was like bubbles spraying out of it. And I was just like, oh, whatever. The 1700 is good because here's the thing. Out of that entire lot of vacuums, I'm already selling one for like $80. Well, I had it listed for $80, but a friend of mine is buying it, and she has a Dyson DC33, and she says it's not working. So, I'm gonna let her trade it towards the Bissell, and take some of the money off of it, since of course she doesn't want it anymore. Times are tough, so $80 is a little bit for a vacuum. And we haven't exactly decided on how much credit the Dyson's gonna be because I'm just kind of like, what do you think is fair? And she's like, I don't know, what do you think is fair? And I'm like, I'm asking you. And she's like, well, I don't know. So whatever, we'll figure it out. Yeah, that video would be entertaining, yes. Yeah, I like what Smashing Things One did with his 2005 Power Force bagless. Yes. Braden D is here. Boppo says yeet. As usual. Yes. Wonderful. We got 9 concurrent viewers right now. So we got a few people missing. Buster's missing. Arcade Machine 15's missing. Who else is missing? Probably a couple other people. Alex is missing. I think everyone else is here. I probably forgot someone, and they're probably gonna watch us later and be sad that I forgot them. Sorry, if that happens. I can't remember anyone. I can barely remember what the hell I had for breakfast this morning. That Dirt Devil MVP sounds a little rough. It does, but it's gonna get some love. The MVP I'm gonna keep because I do really like that vacuum. So I'm gonna give it a little refurb. I'm gonna give it some love, and it's gonna come back working like brand new. At least that's the goal, anyways. I'm gonna get it running as good as it can. Same thing with my 10 amp Fury. I haven't even worked on my 10 amp Fury yet because that needs a little bit of work. Braden got a tripod. Wonderful. I have one, just a garbage one from Amazon Basics. It's already falling apart. It's made out of plastic and it's like $15, so Can't really complain. I'm getting a Blue Yeti mic. Hey, that's what I have right here. And mine is very blue indeed. It's actually blue. I had a silver one. It broke, so the company sent me back a new one. Sent me a brand new one, but I didn't want to be without a mic in the meantime because it took a while, so I bought this. And then when the new mic came, I just sold it to someone for $40, which I lost a lot of money on that because it cost like 3 times the price, but whatever. The MVP is a cool vacuum. Yes, it is. Yes, I'm keeping the MVP. I'm keeping that Dirt Devil, Total Pet, since there's a recall on it, and the owner said that I can keep it. So I'm keeping that because I don't want to sell a recalled item. By the way, the Blue Shark, I called Shark and I explained the situation. I didn't lie to him. I told him I got this used off a friend of mine a few days ago. But they're like, well, when'd you get it? And I'm like, I got it on the 26th. And they're like, okay, what's your address? I give them my address and they're like, okay, we're going to ship you a new one. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're going to ship you a new, not the whole thing. From what I understand, they're, because it's a lift away. So they're shipping me like the motor part, like the housing. With the motor in it. Basically the entire lift away section. I'm assuming there's no bin. I'm assuming there's no handle or anything. I don't think they're shipping an entire vacuum, but they didn't ask for any sort of payment info. They're just giving me basically the most expensive part of the vacuum. Why is my encoding overloaded? Still says excellent connection though. I'm planning on using my Corsair headset mic. A little quiet, but nothing that equalizer software can't fix. Yes, you'd rather have it be quiet than loud, because if it's loud, it distorts. But then again, if it's quiet, then you get background noise, so, you know. My friend gave me his old laptop. It's a Dell Latitude D630. It has a red screen. Huh, interesting. A friend of mine has an old Dell Latitude. I forgot the exact model number, but it's very similar to my ThinkPad T500. It's very much the competitor to that machine because it has the track point, it has a fingerprint sensor, it's a Core 2 Duo, Windows Vista business product key on it, so it's like 2008ish, 2007, 2008ish. I'm assuming 2008, and yeah. Well, I've had a tripod, but I just fixed my phone adapter. Oh, I see. Yes. Wonderful. But yeah, so according if what the woman on the phone told me is accurate, then within the next 3 to 5 business days I'll be getting basically most of a brand new Shark for completely free. So I'm not going to complain about that. I gave her the model number. She's like, okay, well, we'll ship you this part. Ship you what you need, basically. I told her the motor's bad on it. And, but the brush roll motor seems to be good. She's like, okay, I'm shipping you a new motor assembly. And I'm like, okay. So we'll see how that goes. If I got basically the majority of a $200 vacuum for pretty much free, that's going to be pretty good. I'm waiting to get a new laptop because I have a regular camera, therefore I can edit my videos and make them better. Hey, that's good. Well, you can still edit videos on your phone too, depending on what kind of phone you have. On my Note 9, I have a movie maker software that's directly from Samsung, and it works pretty well. It's great for vacuum demos because if I'm doing a vacuum demo, I just charge up my phone, film it, edit it, which is basically just chopping up the footage, adding some transitions and a watermark, and export it. And export it directly to YouTube. And it's super simple. So a lot of the vacuum videos, they don't even touch my computer. I want to get a laptop and put stickers on it. Huh. I have some stickers that I don't even remember where I got these. I think a friend of mine just gave me. They're all like really girly, pink stickers, and I have no idea what to do with them. There's a couple of them that are kind of nice. Obviously, my name's not Jessica, so that's not gonna work. What would Blair Waldorf do? I have no idea who that is. Girls support girls. A lot of like really girly stuff. Some of them I like, but most of them are not my style. Can you show us your D8, your 68C77? It's in the closet. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I'm not pulling vacuums out of my closet just to show them on video for 2 seconds. Nicer Hoover in the background. My grandma has the same exact one. Yeah, I had one of these too, only the Corby one was busted on it, so I sold it. And I also had the purple version of this. The older version of this. Can we see the the 68C77? Did you not hear what I literally just told you? But I have to use my old J7 Black for 2017 because my Crown has very little storage, and where it was bought at Walmart, you can't put an SD card in or change the battery. Oh, that's really weird. While you were bringing up Dell Latitude, that was similar to the ThinkPad with Core 2 Duo in Windows Vista. Is it the Latitude E5500 or equivalent? Probably. I don't remember the model number off the top of my head. I don't have it, so I don't know what. I can't look at it and check. But it's that sort of machine, you know. A Windows Vista, Windows XP, could easily run Windows 7, and probably 8 and 10 just fine too. I have a Canon G9X from my aunt. She gave it to me because I love photography. That's nice. I would like to get a legit camera at some point. That's the goal anyways. Yeah, the back can't be taken off. Yeah, that's annoying. I much prefer the older Samsung phones where, I mean, then again, in the case of the Note 9, for example, this has 128 gigs of storage. So the storage is fine. It still has an SD card slot. I can put a 1 terabyte SD card in this thing. And the battery life is so great on it that I don't have to worry about swapping out batteries. And whenever it's going to need a battery in a few years, I can just pry off the back panel with a heat gun and put a new battery in it. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. For like the older Note 5, it was a lot worse because the battery wasn't as good and there wasn't expandable storage and it only had 32 or 64 gigs. So yeah. I recommend OBS for stream recording. I'm going to be streaming soon, so Streamlabs. Here after a bit I'll be putting highlights on YouTube and I'll use something Express for editing. Yeah. My phone's a Galaxy J3 Orbit. What's your favorite vacuum? The Phantom Fury and the Powerglide Platinum. Brayden, take the J7 case off, pop it in the SIM tray, and there is a micro SD slot next to the SIM card slot. What are you guys going to do this summer? Well, if this stupid virus goes down, which I'm suspecting it's going to go down at least enough to where stuff will reopen for the season. I predict that in the fall it's going to get a lot worse. But at that point, we may have developed enough immunities to it to where we can kind of go on with business as usual. I plan on going to, because my birthday's early summer, so, and one of my brother's birthdays is very close to mine. So the plan is that, because I haven't seen my mom or anybody on my mom's side of the family for a long time, so hopefully I'll be able to go see all that family in San Diego this summer. I'm not holding my breath because it's with all the travel bans and everything, and plus, I haven't seen any of them in so long, so it's kind of like, it's hard to orchestrate a big thing like that when you've barely seen any of them in the last decade. But if all goes well, then I'll be able to go to San Diego for over the summer. Well, I don't really know for how long. I forgot off the top of my head how long my mom said it was going to be for, but presumably for maybe a week or so. And yeah. So if all goes according to plan, then I'll be able to, because I've always wanted to go to California, and especially San Diego, because San Diego looks really nice. But we'll see how that works. I wrecked my four-wheeler in a huge ditch and the whole wheel on my leg. What? Me, Chinese garbage intensifies. My curfew in my area is lifted. Here in Illinois, it is not. Work mostly, big sad. I miss my Samsung Galaxy S3. I dropped it down some stairs. Ouch. I can use an SD card on my black 2007 J7 because it was bought at US Cellular. My Crown is a track phone model purchased at Walmart, so it's non-user serviceable unless you destroy it. Well, the carrier shouldn't matter. It's the model of the phone. Because most Samsung phones have SD card slots, but some of them don't. Ooh, happy early birthday. My birthday's in June. Yes, I think we've talked about that before, I'm pretty sure. Or have we? I don't know. We should have a birthday celebration where we play video games and eat cheesecake. Fuck it, we should do that anyways. uh, Furry Spring Bonding 1983 says every time someone does the colon and the three, that's the way I always interpret it. I interpret it as someone going heat the motor cover on the 12B1 and the screws should be removable. And I'm not gonna F with it. If it was a bagless wide path, or even one with the headlights, I'd probably mess with it. But a regular Helix, any version of the Helix, isn't really worth it. At least not that I'm aware of. Maybe I missed a little thing on the corner. Well, I couldn't even find a way to remove the back cover. Well, get a Discord or something and PM me the back of your phone. I might be able to figure out how to get that off for you. Or like a picture of the back of your phone. Because I'm looking for the old bagged Power Force. Oh yeah, the 3522 or just the older body style. Like the 1398 71Y7. Don't forget Doom 2 Deathmatch. I can play that all day. Yeah. I've been playing Let's Go Eevee. I've been playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee for quite a while. I've been collecting so many Pokemon, a crap ton of Rattatas and Bellsprouts, as well as I got some Pidgeys. I got some I forgot what they were pronounced. There's like a purple one and a blue one. There's like a male version, a female version. I forgot what that Pokemon was called. It's like a rhino looking thing. Um, and then did I already say Pidgey? I got some Pidgeys. Obviously Eevee, because that's the main flagship character. And I can't remember all the Pokemon's names, but I got a crap ton of them. But yeah, Rattatas I got the most of because there's like a pack of like 50 of them. So I got like friggin' 10 or 11 Rattatas. Or Rattatas, Rattatas. Little purple guys. Oh, and I got the Weedle. I got my first Weedle, which is a little wormy looking guy with a little spike on his head. His or her head. I'm downloading a bunch of Assassin's Creed games right now. 3 Origins and Odyssey. You heard about vintage US banknotes. Also, the purple Pokemon is Rattata. I already mentioned Rattata, but it was another purple one. There's like a purple and a blue version. I think would it start with an H? I forgot the name. There's no lip to pull the cover off. It just goes all the way up to the edge of the screen. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about then. Oh wait, male Nidorans. My bad. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was Nidoran. 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 Maybe Nido, like Rhino. Nidoran. Nidoran. Oh, it's Pokemon. You can't friggin' pronounce anything. My iPhone SE keeps dying fast. It was at 100% and it died. Is that the new SE or the old SE? Because if it's the old SE, just get the new SE. Because the new SE just came out a couple days ago. How hard is it to replace the battery? Oh, it's super easy. 2 Penelope screws. Use a suction cup to pull the screen off. Battery's right there. Unscrew 2 screws. That's the battery connector. Disconnect the battery. Uh, Pull the battery pull tabs. And if those break, then you'll just have to pry out the battery and just be careful not to break any ribbon cables. And then put the new battery in and reverse the process. It's easy for me, but if you've never done it before, you have to be very precise. You have to be very patient. You don't want to rush it, because if you rush it, that's when you screw up and break something. My dream vacuum is an old bagged Power Force. Well, they're still common enough where you can find them. Look on OfferUp or Mercari or LetGo, Facebook Marketplace. I think I even saw one on eBay. You can find them if you look for them. It doesn't take a lot to find an old Power Force bag. There's a new iPhone SE. Yes, it just came out the other day. It's basically just an iPhone 8 with the iPhone 11 internals and camera. Much like how the iPhone SE is an iPhone 5S with the iPhone 6S internals. It's the same story, but with the 8 and the 11. Inteltech, you should play a game now while streaming. If you break that, you'd have to take it to Apple. Yeah, that's true. Because Apple's not doing the $29 battery replacements anymore. Then again, you're in. Uh, yeah. So they're not. You can still get them replaced through Apple. You just have to pay a little bit more. You have to pay like the same amount of money the SE is worth, because the SE is only like worth like $50 to $100 nowadays, depending on the condition. I have an original 3522 manufactured January 10th, 2003. Wow. I was having a conversation with Cameron the other day, or earlier today, about if the original Power Forces were actually sold in 2002, or if they just started manufacturing them in 2002 and they weren't actually sold until 2003. And I'm pretty sure they were still sold, because my 352-R was manufactured October 22nd, 2002. And it's a refurbished model or a remanufactured model. So the original must be at least a couple months prior to that. At least I would think so. So I'm pretty sure the 3522 would have actually appeared in stores like mid to late 2002 in Walmart. And, because that's where it originated from. How long have you had the original 3522? Well, I know that was a question for Brayden, but I'll answer it for mine as well. I've had mine since 2008, I think. Maybe 2009 or 10. If your house was on fire and you could only save... This is a funny question. If your house was on fire and you could only save 6 Bissels, which would you save? Well, my house must be not that badly on fire if I can save 6 vacuums. Because obviously that would require 3 separate trips at least. But, yeah, it's pretty obvious. First off, I wouldn't save just 6 Bissels. I would save the Fury and the Power Glide Platinum. I'd save the Bag Power Force and the Power... I mean, 6... If I had 6 vacuums to save, I would save... I mean, yeah, I would save my all 3 of my Phantoms, and then I would save the Power Guy Platinum, my Power Force bagged, not the new one, but the one that I've had, the 3522, and the original Power Glide. Those would be the 6 vacuums that I would save. If the rest of my collection had to get sold off or whatever, that's what I would keep. And of course, if I answer the question to where it's only 6 Bissels, then those 3 Bissels, and as well as there's not really a reason to save any of the other ones, because they're all ones that you can just go to the store right now and buy. As far as them being easily replaceable. So yeah, I mean, there'd be no reason to save any of the other ones. I mean, yeah, the 1700, yeah, that's not in stores anymore, but it's the same as the 2191. So yeah, I guess I would save the Dash R, which is right here, the Clean V2 Deluxe, and I guess the big green commercial, because that'd be kind of hard to find for the price. And the Clean V2 Deluxe and the 352-R, I'm not even keeping anyways. Those are going to Cameron, because he's gonna ship the Power Track Revolution pretty soon, at some point in the near future. He's gonna ship that, and then once he ships that, I'll ship one of the ones that I'm giving him, either the Deluxe or the Dash R. whichever one he wants. Whichever one he wants first. I'm assuming he's gonna want the deluxe first, but it's up to him. And then, so then he'll get those two, and I'll get the PowerTrack Revolution and the PowerForce Bagless Wide Path. And eventually I'll get the CleanView 2 Plus, which he's working on fixing up. Who misses BlackBerry? I want to get a BlackBerry Priv. I really want to get a BlackBerry Priv. The key ones I don't really care about too much, but that flip with the BlackBerry Priv I absolutely love, and I really want to get one of those. I'm getting PowerTrack Revolution from OfferUp. I had a BlackBerry for 5 years. Wow. Yeah, I do kind of miss BlackBerry. I wish they made a BlackBerry Priv too, because the BlackBerry Priv was an excellent phone. The design was fantastic. Yeah, the key one's nice, but for me, the BlackBerry Priv, if they made like a second generation version of the BlackBerry Priv, I would have considered getting it instead of the Note. Because I like the idea of having that physical keyboard. It probably would have worn off pretty soon, unlike the S Pen. But it would have been a great secondary phone. And I am going to get BlackBerry Priv at some point. I just don't have the extra money to buy one right now. But I want to do a review on it. My dad got my 3522 from a former friend. Only thing I've had to do is some belt changes, bag changes, and the most major thing was having to replace the headlight adjustment wheel assembly in March 2018. I want either a 6579-2, 6596, or 6594. So those are all the PowerForce bagless models, I think, right? 6596 is the turbo, right? And then the 6594 is the bagless wide path, basically a turbo without a turbo brush. Should be getting 6596 this summer from Vacuum Carpet Cleaner Guide, though, so yeah. We're going to buy second robot vacuums in tandem with our Shark RV750. Any suggestions? Well, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I've never used a robot vacuum, so I cannot comment on any of them. I don't want to recommend something that I don't have experience with, because I wouldn't be contributing anything to the conversation because I haven't used the product myself. So unless I get one for review purposes, or I happen to find one for super cheap and actually want to buy it, then I'm not going to have a very credible opinion on robot vacuums. And I don't want to give out any sort of professional opinions on something that I've never used personally, because I can't vouch for it based on personal experience. Height adjustment assembly, I meant. Do you need one of those? Because I still have the height adjustment wheels from my, and I think the knob, I don't know if I still have the knob, but I have the height adjustment wheels that came off of my CleanView PowerTrack. So, and I don't know what to do with it, so, because I have yet to find a vacuum that needs it. So if someone wants to buy it off me for, $5-10, I'll sell it to them. Well, depending on how much shipping is. If shipping's like, I'll probably just charge shipping and then like an additional like $5. Or if it's like, if shipping's like, $13, if shipping's like $13.50, then I just round it up and be like, hey, give me 15 and it's yours. That's usually the way I do it. If I don't want to make a ton of money off something, I just ask for the shipping price and just round it up to the nearest, even or fifth number. I already placed in March 2018. Yeah, I know. I'm saying if anyone who's watching this needs one, or if you need another one. Does anyone here like Dyson? I like Dyson. I prefer Phantom, but I still like Dyson. Like I said, I'm planning on. I should be getting a DC-33 pretty soon. A spam website reviewed Abyssal and took a screenshot of a demo you made. Which website? Curia Toka. Not me! Okay then. I get it. You don't need it. Shipping are expensive. You mean shipping is expensive? Yes. This is not YGS, but it should be. A review website stole a thumbnail from you. Well, which review website? TCL, who manufactured and brought the backplate mobile divisions, have called production and development of all black. Have called production? How do you call production? Oh, you mean cease production? Did they stop making Blackberries? I prefer older model Dysons like the DC-07, DC-13, and DC-33. There was no DC-13. You mean the 14? Context clues tells me you mean the 14. I want a DC-18. Here are all the Dysons I want. In no particular order. Well, in order of, if I could have every Dyson that I want, it would be almost every Dyson. Almost every upright Dyson. The only Dyson canister I would want is, I'd want the DC-11 and the DC-21 Dyson canisters. Which thumbnail? You can do reverse image search, look up on the thumbnail. Yeah, that's right. So everyone's talking about this review website. Yeah, nobody knows which website it is. But yeah, so I want the 01, the 03, the 04, the 07, the 11, the 14, the 15, the 16, the 17, the 18, the 21, the 25, maybe the 24. I don't really need a 24 if I have a 25, because they're basically the same thing. But either a 24 or 25, preferably a 25. A 33, a 40 or 41 or 65 or Ball Animal 2 or whatever. They're all the same damn vacuum. And then a V7 or a V8. I don't want a V10 or V11 because they just look way too bulky. But, honestly, even the 16 should be just fine. I can't even find a 16 anymore. But a 16 would be just fine. Just any sort of Dyson hand vac, really. Because I don't really need the carpet thing. Honestly, a DC-16 is perfect. But I can't find one nowadays. And this is the Hoover Elite Rewind. Well, technically it's just the Hoover Rewind. It's not the Elite Rewind anymore. It's just the Hoover Rewind. That's the Rewind Hoover, yes. Bad power force, it has good filtration, a long crevice tool, but a short cord, yes. Well, you can always just put an extension cord on it. Braden D says good. Intelitech, do you click square Minecraft options and you think it has a lot of light? What? The Dyson DC-11 is known to be god awful with suction. That's why I want it, because I like stupid, dumbass things. What the hell is a DC-16? You know, the hand vac, the Dyson hand vac, the DC-16? That's the first Dyson hand vac. $15 was the Ball. $16 was the hand vac, the Dyson hand vac, the first ever Dyson hand vac. The 17 is, the Americanized DC-14, effectively. And the 18 is the Dyson Slim. There was no DC-19, I don't think. And, of course, the 20 and the 21 are the canisters. Was the 22 also a canister? And was there a 23? I don't know if there's a 23. But there's a 24 and 25. Was there a 26? The 27 was the 27 was I forgot what it was called, but it was like halfway. It was like the 27 was like the newer version of the 17, and then the 28 was the Air Muscle. Is my dad watching Fox News? I think my dad's watching Fox News. Yeah, no, it wasn't just called the Dyson hand vac. It was the which was the one they called? There was one they called the Dyson Digital Slim. Oh, I do want the DC-26. The 26 was the Dyson City, that really, really tiny, like ultra compact canister. I think that's what it was. In some places they called it the Dyson Baby, which is kind of creepy. But I believe here it was called the Dyson City, which is actually a pretty good name, because in a lot of cities, if you have like a really small apartment, then yeah, a tiny vacuum would be fine. I have a DC-16. It's still in its box. How much you want for it? Well, no. Then again, that would be 240 volts, right? So even if I replace the charger, I can't use it unless I replace the batteries and the motor, right? So that probably wouldn't be very useful because you're in the UK. That would be interesting. Should James Dyson make a carpet cleaner? That would be interesting. I wonder why he hasn't done that yet. Digital Slim is DC-35. Oh yeah, he already tried with his Zorbster DC-04. That's not a shampooer. That's more like a. That's like the Kirby. That's like the response to the Kirby shampooer. In the UK, it's also called the City. Then where was it called? What? I could have sworn there was. It was like Japan or something. I don't know. No, it was an English-speaking country. I mean, was it Australia? I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. The fuck is a Zorbster? The Zorbster is a version of the DC-04 that has a little thingy that flops down onto the carpet, and you know Zorb, right? Dyson's carpet maintenance powder. So I guess that's kind of Dyson's solution to not having a carpet cleaner. They have the dry powder solution. So basically like their own version of, like with Phantoms they partnered with Capture because they had the Phantom Capture machine. So Dyson made their own version of Capture essentially called Zorb, and Zorb is like a dry carpet maintenance powder. Power Force bagged or Power Groom bagged? Well, Power Groom bagged. There's two versions of the Power Groom bag that I'm aware of. There's one that's like an older style Bissell that's like a Hoover Elite knockoff, and then there's a newer version, a slightly newer version that's basically just a rebranded Power Glide Plus. That's called the Power Groom. Um, did you guys notice that Vacuum Prince is gone? Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm assuming he got hit with the whole Kappa thing. That's my guess, anyways. I don't know. There's a lot of older vacuum channels that have just disappeared off the face of the earth, which is really which isn't good because I like a lot of that stuff. Who uses wrenches for software? What? They made a Dyson City with a digital motor and a ball, like a stick vac or an upright, or no, a canister or a cylinder, because you guys call them cylinders and we say canisters. I guess both of them sound equally. How do you plan on getting the Rubbermaid commercial Power Force? Well, I was going to get one, but the guy just decided, yeah, I'm not going to ship it, even though I haven't marked as shipping. And I'm like, you're telling me that you set up your listing to allow shipping. I offer you the exact asking price that you want, and then you tell me you can't ship it. So why did you have it listed as shipping? Because then you just wasted my time. I'm not going to drive to Florida to pick up a friggin' $50 vacuum. No, a cylinder. Yeah, I thought it was a cylinder. I'm a food vacuum. Yeah, so am I. I hope nothing like that happens to me. I heard people can get IP banned from YouTube. Well, you can always just use a VPN. Love a good vacuum of sausage rolls, lads. Do you think that Vacuum Wars fog filtration tests are accurate? Generally, yes. The only real exception I can think of to where they could potentially be inaccurate is if they use a used vacuum. Like in the case of the Power Force Helix, granted, in that case, I don't think it affected the results, but because they used a used vacuum and not one they purchased brand new, then a lot of the seals are deteriorated. Granted, in the case of the Power Force Helix, the seals are already so bad that it being used doesn't really make a difference. So I don't think they need to retest that machine or anything. Um, but I think that very rarely do they use a used vacuum. But I think that as long as the vacuum they test is new, and as long as, or at the very least lightly used, and as long as the everything's sealed. Like Performance Reviews he did a video on the DC07, and he particle tested it, and the filter wasn't even sealed properly. And then he's complaining. It's like, yeah, a lot of these don't. Well, I'm not gonna do any sort of mocking voice, but he's like, yeah, so a lot of these generally don't do go with particle tests. And I'm like, really? Because your test is the only particle test that I've seen where it blew anything but zero. And in your particle test, the filter housing was not sealed properly. Therefore, there's a lot of air escaping. Therefore, there is an improper seal. So, like, there's very obviously an outlier here. And and then the only other time, I think he did it with the 14 as well. But again, in the case of the 14, he replaced it with a filter that didn't have the seals on it. And it's like, you just admitted that because of it not having the seal, it's not gonna blow zero because it's not a sealed system. But then you complain about it not being a sealed system. So which is it? And again, it's like Bisons aren't the best. I do agree the DC15, like he enlightened me on the DC15 design with them putting a circuit board in the ductwork. That was really stupid. I was completely unaware of that. But at the same time, it's pretty clear that he's obviously biased towards certain companies to some sort of financial degree. Not calling him a shill or anything, but it's pretty obvious that you know, uh, he plays favorites. And like the thing I don't like about him is that he's just constantly he'll trash anyone who disagrees with him. Like he's like jumped down Vacuum Moore's throat for recommending Sharks when the Sharks did good in his tests. It's like, who does that? My DC07 is amazing. The filtration is okay. Yeah, obviously, as a vacuum ages, the seals are going to deteriorate, and it's not going to filter as good as when it's brand new. That's just the aspect of aging. That's just how it happens. So what a surprise if you take a vacuum that's 10 years old and you particle test it with replacement filters that aren't sealed and ductwork that's not sealed properly on top of the deteriorated seals. What a surprise, it's not going to blow zero. I'd like to get my own particle test and do my own tests on this stuff, but you know, I haven't really looked much into that because frankly I don't care honestly, but I'm sure there's some people who want to see it. Also, I didn't get scammed on the Rubbermaid. I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it at all. So it was just I just sent the offer and it was just rejected. Or like they just let it expire. There's someone on YouTube who made a video comparing a spotless Electrolux canister with a new bag against a Dusty Abuse 12B1 with no height adjustment installed. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Fog tests are not safe. It's pretty much vacuuming up water vapor. Nah. Have you heard from Hugh? I haven't checked my because for some reason Gmail likes to never send me any messages, but I don't think I've heard anything from him. Let me double check. I don't think I've heard anything from Hugh. Nope. Yeah. Last I heard was from March 27th, so over a month ago. And I'll read this. I'll read this verbatim. This is the last thing that he sent to me. Greetings, Chance. Well, thank you for your help. You have some good knowledge of the Note 7s, and it provided quite useful in the downgrading process of my phones. Well, no, yeah, he's right, phone, because I don't think the other one needed a 60% downgrade. So yeah, no, never mind, that is correct. I'm letting you know I wasn't dodging an acknowledgement for your contributions. Yes, you were. However, I was not obligated to. There was no contract or agreement to give you a shout out. I wasn't talking about a shout out. I was talking about credit. And again, the entire point was that you posted the video before we could have that conversation. Yes, an acknowledgement would be, in my opinion, a good gesture. In everyone's opinion, that would be a good gesture. That's just basic. That's just, basic decency. Yes, an acknowledgement would be, in my opinion, a good gesture, and yes, I missed that. I have done my best to correct my mistake by mentioning you in the description and pinning your comment. I'm wishing you all the best. Thanking you, Hugh Jeffries. And again, you can. There's no personal information here, so I can show this. You can see it's exactly. Oops. You can see it's exactly what he said. So I'm not misquoting it. That's exactly what the message that was sent to me. You can pause that and read it if you want. So that's the last I heard from him. That was March 27th. To this day, I haven't seen him post any videos regarding the Note 7. So he has not yet, because again, he said he would credit me in the next Note 7 video. So we will see. We will see what happens with that. But yeah, so I'm just checking his uploads. Has the one Note 7 video so far. The first one. He is being an asshole. No, fair enough. I wouldn't even go that far. I would just say, because I'm not one to call people names, I'm not one to say, oh, he's a horrible person. No, I'm not, because that's not the kind of person I am. Exactly what I said on Twitter responding to one of his comments was precisely what my opinions are, is that it's incredibly unprofessional, to say the least, whenever someone spends 4 months helping you with an issue that they were not obligated to help you with, but they did it because they wanted to help you, and then you turn around and stab them in the back and don't give them any credit for any of the work they did, in order to make money off of the video and get the credit from a video because of something that is not your original work. Now, sure, he's the one who physically did the process, but he was completely lost without me telling him what to do and pointing him in the direction of what to do. And you can't argue that, because if that was the case, that he did know what he was doing, then he wouldn't have had to email me in the first place. So yeah, and that's what I said. I said it's incredibly unprofessional for someone to spend all that time helping you with something, and then you immediately go behind their back to release the video without giving them credit and stabbing them in the back, especially, and granted this isn't relevant, at the time it was. At the time, that issue when he released that video was literally the day after I lost my job. So it's kind of like, the moment that happened, I was like, okay, well, at least I still have this project that I'm working on, that I'm helping him with, and maybe this is a sign that that'll help out with bringing more people to the channel and getting, just to be frank, getting more viewers, therefore getting more revenue. But no, it's like, he decided that, stabbing someone in the back, and again, you can say that, because he said it himself, he's like, I'm not obligated to, and it's like, yeah, but it's like, every single person that I've explained this situation to says that you are the one who's at fault. Every single person. Including people that don't know me that well. I just say, hey, if you said that this thing happened with 2 people, what would you say? And they'd be like, no, they should have credited that person. Even without them asking. Because again, like, that's just basic human decency. I don't see how it is that's somehow a controversial thing to say, hey, I spent a few months helping you with this thing. And again, I wasn't asking for a shout out. I was saying, because even if he didn't mention my channel, which, yeah, I would have been a little bit upset at, because he knew I had a channel. Like, if he had just said, hey, thanks to Chance for helping me out with this, I would have been fine. Literally, like, again, it's like you can't make the argument that this was something that he forgot, because he's at the same time saying that I'm not obligated to, but at the same time I forgot, but at the same time I'm not required to. Like, he's trying to have everything all at once. He's trying to say, "Oh, I forgot, it was a mistake, but also it wasn't a mistake, I'm not obligated to, but also I fixed it." Which is it? Anyways, but yeah, so I have not heard from him. That was the most recent email that I got from him. Let's see. How did you lose your job? I don't know. My boss was just like, he just got mad at me for some reason because he wanted me to test a camera, and I did exactly what I was told, and he was like, "Okay, well, the store's really slow today, even though I still had a bunch of stuff that I was testing." He's like, "The store's really slow today, so I'm gonna send you home early." And then he got mad at me because about me not getting more efficient after working there for, almost a year at this point, and he was clearly upset with me for not getting better at the things that I struggle with. Even though I told him, it's like, "Hey, I have memory issues. I get overwhelmed very easily. This is a problem that I'm gonna have to deal with. Therefore, you're kind of gonna have to deal with it because you're gonna have to accept the fact that sometimes you have to repeat yourself sometimes." And I say in the nicest way possible, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry if I'm trying the best I can." And I guess that's the classic scenario of, well, your best wasn't good enough. And he just, let me go. So, and he didn't even say, like, "You're fired" or anything, but at the same time, I could tell based off of the way that he, how upset he was with me, that this is clearly beyond a, because when you say you've been here for this long and you're not improving, that's the kind of thing that someone says right before they fire you, because they say you've been here for this long and you haven't improved, so we're not going to keep you. So I could read between the lines and I knew what was going on. It's pretty obvious. So he sent me home early that day, and that was that. I haven't gone back to the store since. Not even like as a customer. It's more of a courtesy. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, because, like, look, I've said this before. See, my whole thing is I respond to pretty much every scenario as I would if the shoe was on the other foot. If I was Hugh Jeffries, I've said this before. If I was Hugh Jeffries, I wouldn't have done this. Period. I would have, I, you know, I wouldn't have released the video yet. I would have, since Chance told me specifically multiple times to keep him updated on what was going on with the Note 7s, I would have told him, "Hey, so most recent firmware that you sent me didn't work. However, we got it working. So I'm working on the video right now for the first silver unit. And, since you helped me out with this, and we've been emailing each other back and forth for 4 months, I know I didn't use the parts that the links to the parts that you sent, but since you still helped me get the limit off the phone, do you want me to, add a little blurb at the end of the video, just, giving you credit for it? Is that cool?" To which Chance would have said, "Yeah, that's perfectly fine." And, I would have been, "Thanks, man. I'm glad to help. I really appreciate helping out with that. If you still need any help with the other one, let me know." And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. Looking forward to seeing the video. I don't know, like, what's so objectionable about that. And so that's what I would have done. I would have been like, "Hey, I'm working on the video right now, so is it all right if I just add a little blurb at the end of the video saying, 'Hey, thanks for helping me find the firmware?'" To which I would have responded, "Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate it. Thanks." Then it would have been like, "Hey, thanks for helping me." And then that's it. That's it. That's literally it. And then everything's good. Everything's hunky-dory. But again, it's like he went out of his way to not do that and to explicitly release the video. Because again, Again, you could make the argument, because here's the thing: if I hadn't have said, "Hey, keep me updated," then sure, you can make the argument that like there was no established, mode of communication that was consistent. But I explicitly said, in order, because I knew that if I didn't say that, that something like this could happen, which is why I specifically said, keep me updated on this. And he never did. Multiple times I had to go to his Twitter to figure out what the heck was up with the phones because he wasn't responding to my emails. So that's on him. I told him, keep me updated. He did not keep me updated on this. So therefore, when I say keep me updated, let me know what's going on with the phones, and he goes out of his way to not do that and to work on the video without telling me, and by ignoring my line of communication and continuing to ignore it until several days after the video was uploaded and sent live and public, that's not an accident. That's legitimate. That's deliberate. That's him saying, fuck you, I'm not going to give you credit for this. That's him saying, no, I did this myself. That's what you're saying. Just because he didn't directly say, oh yeah, by the way, Chance helped me with this, but I'm not going to give me any credit. That's what you. I don't see how you can make an argument that it's anything but that. When I explicitly said, keep me updated, because I'm not going to discuss credit when we haven't even fixed the phones yet. Of course not. Why would I? What kind of person would I be if I said the moment he emailed me, hey, so you're going to give me credit for this, right? I would look like an asshole, and he knows that. He's a smart dude. He knows that. That's why I didn't discuss it, because I said keep me updated. So once we got the phones fixed, then I could have, then he should have brought it up. He should have been the one to bring it up, not me. Until Tech Studios, so that's him flipping you off. Who flipping me off? Who? Who are you talking about? Short-term memory loss. I don't believe this. Yeah, I have short-term memory loss too, but that's not. And that's another thing I said. It's like maybe he would have forgotten if there was like one part that he forgot. But you don't spend at least an entire day creating a video and talking about issues. See, with my memory loss, the way it happens is I have trouble remembering things like out of thin air. But once there's like the bridge, once there's like something related to what I forgot, and I remember that part, then it kind of builds the connection, and then I remember it, if that makes sense. You were saying something about a guy who you told to keep you updated. Yes, I'm talking about Hugh Jeffries regarding the Note 7s. I wouldn't have even talked about this if someone didn't ask me what had gone on with that. I would have forgotten about it, but whatever. And again, it's like he has what, 300,000. How many friggin' subscribers does this dude have? Hugh Jeffries. Yeah, he has almost 400,000 subscribers. Almost 400,000 subscribers. And at the time when we first started working on this, I had like what, maybe 1,200. Well, no. What I would have had like what, just like right over 2,000. I think I hit 2,000 right as we were discussing all this stuff. And right now I'm at, what am I at? I'm at, come on, go back. I'm at 3.2 thousand. So still him adding the late credit in the description still did help. So I'm still giving him credit for that because he still did it. Because he did still give the credit, but I mean, again, maybe again, this I'll defend him on, because once it's already been done, what can you do at that point? Now, personally, I would have pulled the video down and re-upload it with adding the credit section. But I know not everyone's like that, and I know that it would be that understandably it would um, be too much of a hassle to add that. So I don't get on him about that. But that's why I focus more on prior to the video going up, because that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Granted, once it happened, once it's been done, then yeah, I mean, what can you do at that point? But again, that's the problem, is that that's not something that you do on accident. That's not something that you do, oh, uh, you know. But yeah, so it's just there's I don't see any scenario where you can make the argument that it wasn't deliberate, because again, it's like he was, and it's not even like he wasn't responding to my emails and he wasn't active. He was posting on Twitter, he was posting other videos, he was replying to comments and hearting comments. He was obviously online and active online, and yet he wasn't responding to my email for multiple days. This wasn't an hour after the video went up, which even then, because I have push notifications on for his channel. The moment that I commented and said, "Hey, I'm glad we were able to get this fixed," the moment that happened, he should have sent me an email saying, "Dude, shit, I completely forgot. Um, Sorry, man. I know you said to keep you updated, but as you can tell, I did get the phones fixed, but I completely forgot to credit you in the video. I'm sorry about that. But hey, I pinned your comment, and I'll be sure to remember the next video." So if he had done that immediately after the video went up, because that's what I would have done, again, assuming if I was somehow managed to forget while making the entire video, which again, I don't buy, but let's just say for the sake of argument that happened, there were so many things that he just kept pushing it on, which is just irredeemable. And, it's just ridiculous, because it's like, why would you, what is there's because there's no incentive, like, other than just, oh hey, I want to feel like I accomplished this, when it's like, dude, you've done all sorts of amazing videos. You don't need to seem like you're an expert on this either, which granted, I'm not either, but I still helped you with it. And it's also kind of like demeaning, because it's like, hey, all this work that you put into helping this person for the last 4 months, it's useless. It's worthless, because it's not even worth a 5-second mention. Not even it's not You're not even worth being credited. That's how worthless your work is. That's how worthless the time that you spent helping this person fix their issue. That's how worthless that help is. That's how useless your your help is. That's what it felt like, because it's like, I would never have done that to someone else. And I never have done that to someone else. If I try to do a collab with anyone, or if someone helps me with anything, I say, hey, give them credit. Hell, someone, again, I forgot their name, but their profile picture is like some rainbow looking thing. And it's like Ally or something. I forgot the name off the top of my head. But I credited that person because they told me about the new sanitairs that I was unaware of. And they said, hey, if you mention this in an upcoming video, can you credit me? I'm like, yeah, sure. I have to go back and actually figure out which person that was. But yeah, like, even for something little like that, I credit someone, because it's like, if you do something that's good, you should be acknowledged for it. Otherwise, what incentive is there to help people? And granted, I'm not even like that. I would have helped him I would have helped him no matter what. If he had told me, yeah, look, I'm not going to credit you for this, I probably would have still helped him out anyways. But at least I would have known, and it wouldn't have been a behind, uh, going behind my back sort of thing. But again, it's like, he didn't want to say that because that looked weird. It's like, then I could have been like, why does this dude not want to credit me for helping him with something? That's so weird. Because I want to make that point clear. I didn't help him because I thought he was going to give me a shout out and it was going to give me a boost. In the video, he said that he got all the software. That's not true. That's the thing. It's not true at all. I sent him a billion different links to software, and until we finally got the right one working. Now, sure, the very first one that I sent didn't work because the link went down, but it's like, still found one that worked. Again, if he said I bought the parts, that's accurate because the parts links that I sent to him, he didn't use, which were eBay parts. He bought the parts off AliExpress. So yeah, don't credit me for that because you didn't utilize it. Or hell, what I would have done if I was him, I would have said, hey, thank you for sending me links to these parts. I didn't end up using them, but it's good to know that if I ever need more parts, then those links are very helpful. I would have done that. And I wasn't even asking for that, which honestly, I think that that's, because that's still work that I did to help you, and you just ignored it. But even then, I still am like, okay, fine. If you don't want to credit me because you didn't use it, whatever. I wouldn't have been mad at that. I'd been like, okay, whatever. That's weird. Moving on. That response video you made to his comment was really awesome. Well, I didn't make a response video because I'm not the kind of person who believes in drama. That's why I haven't made like an official video saying calling out Hugh Jeffries because I'm not that type of person. But look, if someone asks me about it, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say what my experience was. That was my experience. My experience with working with Hugh Jeffries in the end was very negative because I had to fight to get just a single little minuscule of acknowledgement for the work that I did. Which, yes, again, it's like I didn't physically fix the phone myself, but I live in America. He lives in Australia. What the hell can you expect? Like, he voluntarily emailed me wanting to, get support for this. I offered because he initially posted saying, hey, can someone help me with this? I said, I can help. And I helped. Simple as that. He's manipulating you to get what he wants. I wouldn't go that far. Again, I don't think it's like some sinister thing. I think it was deliberate, sure, but I don't think he was really thinking about it. I think he was just like, whatever, I'll just say that I did it. Like I don't think that he put like a ton of thought into it. I think it was just kind of like, well, whatever. I don't want to wait for see what I'm assuming is he's like I want to get this video out cuz I want to get the views. Again, I don't know what he's thinking, but if I had to guess, he's probably like, look, I haven't heard from Chance in a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and release this video, and if he wants me to credit him later on, I'll just, whatever, I'll deal with it later. For now, I'll just make the video and get it up as soon as I can. I'm assuming that's what his thought process was. I don't think it was any deeper than that. I don't think he was like, ha ha, ha I'm going to screw this person over. No, because again, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, help with firmware on a cell phone. It's not like I actually did the work physically, because again, I couldn't have unless he like sent the phone to me or something, which understandably he didn't want to do. I mean, it wasn't even really brought up because how the hell do you know if I'm not just going to run off with it? I've had people do that before. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I don't think it was like a sinister thing. I think it was just he just had a lot of videos he was working on. He's probably busy with a lot of stuff. Obviously, this whole virus thing is stressing everybody the hell out. So he probably just wanted to get the video out so that way he could get the views on it and get the money so that way it could help him work on some other projects. And he probably wasn't even thinking about it. Again, it's still in the end it's still deliberate because it's still information that you didn't acknowledge in the video until several days after I called you out on it because you weren't responding. You were ghosting me on every platform. But so I'm assuming that he just kind of thought, okay, let's get it done. And then once he realized, he was probably like, oh shit, and he's like, well, I guess I'll see if he says anything. Again, I'm assuming, like he's not telling me any of this. And all of his responses are incredibly passive aggressive. Like, again, like this email is like, I'm not obligated to help you. You know, to me, when I'm reading this, it sounds like it's in a very passive aggressive tone. But, you know, it, because again, like, I read this as, well, thank you for your help. You have some good knowledge of the Note 7s and it provided quite useful in the downgrading process of my phone. I am letting you know I wasn't dodging an acknowledgement for your contributions. However, I was not obligated to. There was no contract or agreement to give you a shout out. Yes, an acknowledgement would be, in my opinion, a good gesture, and yes, I missed that. I've done my best to correct my mistake by mentioning you in the description and pinning your comment. I wish you all the best. Thanking you, Hugh Jeffries. So again, like, it's still, because again, if I was him, I'd have been like, dude, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I should have given you. And maybe if you don't want to say you fucked up, because again, you're trying to be professional. If you say, yeah, I should have given you credit. But he did. He never even said that. He never said, I should have given you credit and I didn't. I'm sorry. I fixed it now. If he had done that, I would have been like, okay, we're cool. We're completely cool. But he didn't. It was just like, fine, well, I guess you called me out, and I'm not going to delete the tweets because that would look bad. So I guess since you called me out and you have at least a somewhat decent enough following to where someone could be mad at me, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you the credit and pin your comment. When it's like, why didn't you do that in the first place? Do you want to review my IBM ThinkPad? I don't want it. If you don't want it, I can do that. Called out computer artist what? What is this video you're talking about? I kind of wasn't paying attention. It was his video on the Note 7, which is, what is it? What exactly is it called? It's called Restoring the Explosive Recalled Galaxy Note 7. And so yeah, like, that video exists because I helped him fix his phone. And again, like, look, if he thinks that I'm lying, if he thinks that no, I don't, you sending me the links to parts wasn't worthy of a shout out, then say it. If you want to say, no, you didn't help me enough to deserve a shout out, okay, I screenshotted all the emails. You want to do this? I'm like, do you want to say that, like, what I did wasn't worth credit? I'm like, okay. I will release the emails again, the ones that he's in, fair enough, that's you could say that's revealing personal information. I'm not showing his email or anything, so that doesn't matter, but if I just say, here are the emails that I sent to him, man, I'll let you decide. I'll let you guys decide. Was this good enough to be worthy of credit? Be like, I'll let the audience decide. And granted, again, the 12 people, like the 12 friends that I've talked to about this, because, because I was upset about all this, every single one of them was like, yeah, why the hell would he do that? That's fucked up. And again, I wouldn't even go that far. As far as, like, saying, like, oh, that's effed up. Like, yeah, I think it's unprofessional. Again, every single one of them says that's ridiculous. Why did he do that? That's really shitty of him to do. So again, Hugh Jeffries, if you're telling me that every single one of those people is wrong, if you're telling me that every single one of those people who has seen the entire conversation that we've had and seen that everything I've done to help you fix that phone, believe that it's, if they're wrong for believing that that's worthy of credit, then say it. Say it. Go ahead and say it if that's what you believe. If that's not what you believe, then why are you defending it? Why are you defending the idea of not crediting someone? Why are you defending not crediting someone if you don't believe that's the case? Make up your mind. Which is it? Is it both? Is it just whatever's convenient for you to get as many views? And again, that's the thing. It's like, you still would be getting the same number of views and therefore making the same amount of money from YouTube ad revenue if you had credited me than not. So where are you losing out on this? Where is the part of this that you had to weigh the positives and negatives of crediting someone who helped you versus not doing it? Am I missing something here? Where is that, where is it? Where is that incentive for you to not do this, other than just the few people in the comments early on who were saying, hey, you know a lot. It's so cool that you were able to fix this by yourself. Like, is that really so important to you? Because it's not even that important to me, but it's just the truth. And plus, it's like this is the first collab I've ever done with a bigger YouTuber, and it's like kind of left a really bad taste in my mouth, because again, it's like, and again, this kind of feels like a personal insult, because it's like, no, your technical skills of repairing a dozen of these phones and helping people, that knowledge is so worthless that it's not even worthy of a 2-second mention in a video after spending 4 months helping someone who is a much bigger creator than you are. How dare you think that your knowledge, how dare you think that that's useful? How dare you think that that is worthy of any sort of credit? It's obviously worthless because it's not deserved, because there is no credit deserved of any of it. None of it. It's worthless. That's what you're saying. You're saying it's worthless. Like in practicality. Because think about it from, again, that's the thing. It's like, Hugh, think about it from your perspective. If the shoe was on the other foot, wouldn't you rightfully be a little bit upset and feel a little bit disrespected? Because if you spent 4 months helping another friend of yours who had a higher scale channel than yours did, like, let's say that if you spent time, let's say for example, let's take a real world example. Let's say that you were helping Jay's 2 cents fix his phone. Again, Jay's 2 cents is a nice guy, so obviously it's like Jay would never do this, but I'm just saying for the sake of argument, let's say that a high scale YouTuber like that, a few million subscribers, said, hey Hugh, I just broke my phone, and I can see you fixed a ton of phones. Can you help me? Can you maybe guide me through fixing it? And if Hugh said, yeah, sure. If that happened, and Hugh spent 4 months emailing this higher scale creator back and forth, running them through every step to fix their phone, and the person made a video about them fixing their phone, and they said, hey, I fixed this phone all by myself. I'm super proud of myself. Maybe that's a little bit too dramatic. But they just said, hey, that's cool. I was able to fix it. Nice. Yep, I followed these steps. I followed these steps on Wikipedia. Because again, that's what Hugh Jeffrey said. He was like, well, according to Wikipedia, there was something, I forgot exactly what it was, but according to Wikipedia, there was this thing where the firmwares were where the IMEIs were blacklisted. And I'm like, I literally told you that. You're telling me that I told you something as a matter of fact because my devices are subject to that. And then you credit Wikipedia in the video instead of the person who's fixed a dozen of these phones. Do you not see the problem there? It's like, why did I bother telling you, like, confirming? Like, I assumed that because I fixed these things that whenever I say, oh yes, for sure, these IMEIs were blacklisted. I know because I had one of these and the IMEIs were blacklisted. It was a whole big process. Every single Verizon Note 7 is IMEI blacklisted. So you would think that he'd be like, okay, I'll take note of that. But in that video he says, well, Wikipedia says that apparently some of these may have been blacklisted. And I'm like, why did I waste my time telling you and educating you on the fact that these IMEIs are blacklisted if you're literally not even going to use that information? Right? Because again, if it was Jay's 2 cents or whatever, and they said, well, I followed this iFixit guide, or, well, it's just ironic because Hugh Jeffries is sponsored by iFixit now, which is good. I think that's great. But if they said, yeah, I followed this iFixit guide, then Hugh Jeffries would rightfully be like, what the fuck? Dude, I've been emailing you for the past 4 months. I told you to keep in contact with me because I wanted to make sure that you got this phone fixed. Why did you just randomly release the video and credit some other place for helping you fix it when I helped you fix it? Why did you do that? Why is everyone pissed at me in the chat now? It's like someone asked me what was... Okay, please don't spam the chat with random stuff. Why did I even join an Intellitek stream? I don't know, you're the one who clicked on it. Nevertheless, I'm glad you're here. Anyways, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm getting, but see, like, again, it's like if Hugh was in that situation, Hugh would be upset. He'd be like, why did you want me to help you if you're just gonna pretend like I never helped you? And you know what? I would have said to Hugh, that's a rational question. And you know what? That's something that you are perfectly within your right to be a little bit upset about. I'm not saying that you're gonna like throw a tantrum or anything, but yeah, that's something. Yeah, you can feel like that's disrespectful because that's disrespectful. So again, I'm not a hypocrite. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would equally be like, dude, why didn't you give Hugh Jeffries credit, Jay? Again, just assuming that that's what happened. If Jay's 2 cents did that, or Kyle did that from Bitwit, or whoever, just pick some random high school YouTuber. If they did that to Hugh Jeffries would be upset because he'd be like, this bigger creator just like took all the assistance that I gave them and just pretended like they did it all themselves. After I was emailing them back and forth, helping them with this for the last 4 months. What's up with that? Now you know what it's like from my perspective. You know precisely what it's like from my perspective. Sorry, I'm just frustrated with Pierce. It's fine. What the hell did I miss? Wow, this chat just went to garbage. Okay, Lincoln, quit cursing at everyone. It's just... yeah, this whole chat just went to shit. But yeah, again, like that's why I'm kind of like, that's why I kind of feel, you know, just depressed about this whole thing, is that I spent all that time helping someone trying to be nice, and I just, and that's the thanks that I get. And again, like I have to reiterate 1,000 times, I didn't do it because I thought I was going to get some sort of shout out. I don't know why Hugh is saying that. I never once said that. I don't know why he's trying to pretend like I was begging for a shout out when no, that's just, I thought it was just an unspoken rule and basic decency. If you help someone, you say thanks. If someone holds the door for you, you say thanks. If someone helps fix your phone, you say thanks. Right? Just don't help him next time. Well, yeah. And again, I'm still waiting for the next Note 7 video because I have screenshotted evidence, and as of the last time I checked, he didn't delete those tweets. So he said he's going to credit me in the next one. So you know what? If he credits me, that's good. If he doesn't, well, you know what kind of person he is. Because if he doesn't, then you know at that point that it's legitimate, that's a mark on his character. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, fuck off. Right? Let's see. I'm just enjoying the stream and this happened. Sorry. We're not role playing in the chat. Quit saying that's quit like spamming the comments with stupid stuff. This is why I fixed my own phone. Precisely. And which is what I did. I fixed my own Note 7. Again, that's what I get for wanting to be nice and help someone. My dad's still watching Fox News. That's the, what the hell's his name? Guy with the gray hair. I don't trust anyone. Yeah, fair enough. Problem is you can't get through life without trusting some people. Because I always find it ridiculous when someone says, well, just don't trust anyone. That's not a realistic mindset. You have to trust the person at the restaurant you're at that they're not going to poison your food. You have to trust the person that's in the car in front of you that they're not going to slam their brakes and brake check you. You got to trust that, you know, your landlord isn't going to throw you out one random day because they decided that they avoided your last rent check. You know, you have to trust people to get through life. That's just how it is. The key is just knowing when it's the right time to trust people and just acknowledging the fact that sometimes you're going to trust the wrong people. And again, this still isn't that big of a deal. It's still just ultimately a cell phone. It's not, you know, this person didn't take any money from me or anything like that. And, you know, you are mean, you will get report abuse. What? Okay, if you just start complaining about everything, then I'm just gonna ban you from the channel, honestly. Because if you just start, like, crying and, like, making up... Yeah, there you go, exactly. You got a Dirt Devil feather-like canister. Oh, nice. I don't trust anyone. Yeah, fair enough. But again, you have to trust at least some people to an extent, like I mentioned. Link. Oh, never mind. I thought that was Lincoln. It's not. Oh, this chat's garbage. Do you want to review my iMac G3 lime green? Let me know. Nah. Speaking of spam, has anyone tried the spam meat product? I don't think I have. Let me double check the server, make sure nobody's posting stupid shit. Nope. Wow, Vacuum Lover, you do not listen at all. I literally just complained about you doing that, and then you do it again. And then you repeat the exact same messages. I eat with pesto fettuccine. It's pretty good, yeah. I don't know, I've never tried spam. I would imagine it's really unhealthy garbage meat, but then again, so is bacon. But I'd rather have bacon than spam. I don't even know what spam is, and I'd rather have it. Well, then again, I've never had spam. Did anyone used to eat those little Vienna sausages? Those little ones that came in the can with like the weird hot dog water. I always liked those. I used to. I don't know. I haven't had them in a while. I don't know if those are still good or not. I still, just thinking about it, I can taste. I can taste them just thinking about it, and it doesn't seem great, but it doesn't seem bad either. It's already almost 11 o'clock. Wow. Seems like ranting about YouTubers really tends to. There's a lot of YouTubers I do still want to collab with. I really want to collab with Rich of Review Tech USA because he does the Exposed podcast, and he has said before, it's like, look, I don't care how big your channel is, I'll still talk with you. And I'm kind of thinking about reaching out to him and see if I can't be on the Exposed podcast because I would really love to be. Because I've been watching Review Tech USA since the RLM audio days, and back when RLM Corp was still a thing, and RLM wasn't there another RLM channel that he had? Um, of course, he's had Review Tech USA the longest, and that's his obviously most famous one. But yeah, I would love to talk to Rich because he seems like a super cool dude, and super just down to earth guy. Totally like deserves every single subscriber that he's earned over the years, and I just can't say enough good things about him. Again, I don't know him as a person, but just going based off of how he is on his channel, 9 times out of 10, actually 99 times out of 100, he is just right on the ball on pretty much everything. Speaking of Mac, I still have a Mac OS 9 for Dummies book. I still have a book that's PCs for Dummies, and I believe I have one that's Office 2007 for Dummies. I'm pretty sure, which that's my favorite version of Office. There's no harm in asking. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I really should just reach out to him. Like the worst thing he can do is either ignore me because he's too busy or say no. And but honestly, like Rich is one of those guys where like if I was on his channel, I'd be like, ah, shit, don't say anything stupid, don't babble about vacuums for 40 minutes. But yeah, I've came very close to. And speaking of the Note 7, I actually long before. For the past like 2 years, I've been talking to Barnacles Nerdgasm, which he has millions of subscribers at this point, and I've been talking to him about fixing his Note 7, and he wants to do it. He wants to fix his Note 7, and I want to help him fix it. And I know Barnacles is a super cool dude. Like he would, I think that he would really like to do that collab, and which gets me excited because I've been watching Barnacles. I've been watching Jerry's channel for also years now, and like 5, 6, 7, 8 years now. No, 10 years because he's been around since like 2008, I think. So yeah, I've been watching him for like 10 years, and he wants to get the Note 7 fixed, and I want to help him with it. But he's like, yeah, I want to. It's just I'm just always friggin' busy, and because he's such a big YouTuber, that's kind of like, okay, I get that. Like you never have time for anything, and because like 2 years ago I said, hey, do you want to do this? And I reached out to him like a couple weeks ago, because I was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was able to respond to his like 4 a.m. tweets, and we went back and forth about my vacuum collection and talked about it for a little bit. And he actually seemed genuinely interested in my vacuum collection, and I was kind of like, that is so cool. Barnacles is like, you know, I'm talking to him like he's like an old pal from high school or something. Even though he's like twice my age, but and, he has a kid too. But well, then again, so does Rich. Um, but yeah, so like, and I messaged him. I said, hey, do you still have that note? And he's like, yeah, I still got it. I haven't done anything with it. And I'm like, okay, well, just let me know. Let me know when you want to do something with it. And he's like, sounds good. So I would love to collab with Jerry Barnacles. I love to collab with, speaking of repair YouTubers, I love to collab with Zach, but I don't know what the heck we do. It'd probably just be, again, it'd be something probably similar to what I did with Hugh Jeffries. But, I'd love to collab with Linus Tech Tips, but that's never going to happen. I'd love to collab with Jay's 2 cents on a PC build or something like that, or Kyle from Bitwit, Awesome Sauce. But again, that's never going to happen. Um, you know, what else? Let's see, I'm not sure. Stream YouTube and PC. Just does it work on computers? Everyone's talking about computery stuff. But yeah, so the two biggest people that I want to collab with is Rich from Review Tech USA and Jerry from Barnacle. Oh, and and I would love to do. See, I miss doing like the Ghost versus Josh videos, which of course was inspired by McJuggernuggets in the Psycho series. If I could do some sort of collab with Jesse Ridgway, that would be friggin' amazing. Again, that's never gonna happen, but one can dream. Because I look up to all these guys. There's so many creators that I look up to, and just you know, collabing. You being friends with HPAD is like Hugh Jeffries being friends with TechRax. Well, Jerry Rig Everything is friends with TechRax, and his channel is very similar to Hugh Jeffries. And so yeah, like Zach, who's Jerry Rig Everything, is good friends with TechRax. So yeah, me being friends with HPAD is kind of like that. So yeah. And it's funny because like there is kind of like a network because like I'm friends with Arcade Machine 15, at least I think. I guess you call us friends. I don't really have him on any other platform, but so I'm kind of friends with Arcade Machine 15, and he's kind of friends with Jesse. So I'm also friends. Oh, Talos of Tech. I would love to do a review or do some sort of collaboration with Talos of Tech, and one of my like best friends is like the main moderator in his server, and I've kind of tried to talk to him. He's like, hey, can you get me to talk to Drew? And he's kind of like, you know. But you know, so I think that out of all the collabs I want to do that I think are the most likely, I think the most likely ones to happen, I'm pretty sure would be Rich of Review Tech USA and Talos of Tech. If I had to guess, like which collabs would actually be successful at being able to happen, at least right now, at least within not too distant future, as opposed to waiting until I hit like 100,000, which will come in like what 10 years probably. But who is that Ooga Booga guy? I don't know. That's why I just hid them. Anytime someone with a weird username comes in and they start spamming random junk, I immediately get rid of them because I know they're going to be nothing but trouble. So anytime someone posts and they don't have a profile picture, I'm very skeptical. If they just have the default color picture, I get very skeptical. So, but obviously, the ones who's are Tech Man and Tech Doyle are fine because you guys have been fine. And we know how to pull apart model blah 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 dirt double feather lights. A screwdriver. Hello chat. Jack's Vaccine Safety is a late addition to this. PV68 man posted something and I completely missed what it was. But yeah, so I would love to collab with either of those guys or a bunch of different people. But yeah, one can dream. I like water. Water is delicious. Very refreshing. It's like soda, but it's clear and doesn't have anything poisonous in it. Sorry, my throat's scratchy, so I'm trying to drink some water. This always happens. I always complain about drinking soda on the stream because I'm talking for long periods of time. I took out the screws, the ones I could see, and now I'm stuck. I mean, what do you mean you're stuck? Just take whatever screws you see, take them out, and then take out the pieces that the screws held together. I don't know what to tell you. Dirt devils are really easy to take apart usually, especially if it's a more budget dirt devil. It's not that much different than Abyssal. You're not drinking soda. You okay? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I mean, I was drinking a soda, but I ran out of it. I don't even like to drink soda, honestly. I just do it just because it's like We just keep buying soda for some reason. I bought some chocolate milk. Well, I didn't buy any. My friend, she gave me a thing of chocolate milk, which is awesome. Keep searching. Trace, you're making me so thirsty. Well, then go get yourself a drink. You should have one anyways. Hydration is good, although anything but this isn't really hydrating. I mean, soda's dehydrating you more than it's hydrating you. It's still probably better than nothing, but I wouldn't even bet on that. Oh, I don't want the logo to show. I don't want people to think I'm sponsored. I want Pepsi to sponsor me, really. Talking volcano, what? I checked under the stickers and everything, but it's not coming apart. What? I don't know then. I'm not your free... See, this is really annoying. Whenever, like, people complain, like, people will be like, oh yeah, I agree with you that helping someone without any sort of credit is very annoying. Also, by the way, can you help me fix this thing? People message me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, be like, hey, my vacuum's broke, can you help me fix it? And I'm like, I don't want to be mean and say no, but at the same time, I don't friggin' feel like it, because it's like, every time someone asks me, this happens at least every week, if not, sometimes almost daily. Sometimes it'll be 3 days. Sometimes there'll be 3 days in a row where random people just message me on. They just find me somewhere and just message me like, "Hey, can you help me fix my vacuum? I did this and now it's broken." And I'm like, that's why I try to make the videos, so that way people don't ask me about it and I can just be like, "Here, dude, I'm gonna use my force. Don't do that. You're gonna break it. But whatever. It's your vacuum. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I can lift 300 pounds. Okay, snap the damn thing in half then. Just break it over your knee. My Mac is older than me. What do I have in this room that's older than me? All these VHS tapes are older than me. Probably. I have a copy of Super Bowl 20 on VHS, which is from 1986. That is definitely older than me. What else is older than me? My Phantom Fury is this. Well, that's the same age as me. The Swivel Glide, the Dirt Devil MVP Swivel Glide, is a couple months older than me. Also, does anyone know where I can find attachments for the Swivel Glide? I can't find them anywhere. Sometimes I can find extension wands. Are you daring him? I guess. I don't know. It's his decision. I'm saying if because you're saying I'm gonna rip it in half. I'm like, okay, then do it. I'm like, it's your vacuum. I don't care what you do with it. Yes, no. It's from 1998. Yeah, my Swivel Glide's from February 99. And I'm from June 2000. It's a revision A model. I'm 12 and I'm just 5'1". For 12, that's pretty tall. Oh, hi, I just caught this bottle. Check your Discord DM later. Oh, God. By the way, on that computer, I installed Windows XP. Can I throw something back there to touch the keyboard and turn it on? I can hear Tucker Carlson. on the TV. Good old Cucker Tarlson. By the way, I've been bored, so I've been looking at the campaign websites for Trump and Biden, and yeah, they're both shit. I got Biden's website up right now. They even quoted him when we passed. Okay, I gotta show this. This is ridiculous. They got, this is political. Actually, so I'm not gonna show it because it's political. But on Biden's website under healthcare, it says, "When we passed the Affordable Care Act, I told President Obama it was a big deal," or something to that effect. Because he's like friggin' asleep all the time. It says Joe Biden in Dubuque, Iowa, April 30th, 2019. I saw that. Oh yeah, HPAD just uploaded. Nice. What did he just upload? Let's see what he uploaded. Bissell Zing. Oh, hey. The hell? I just clicked on that and it disappeared. No politics. Aww. I want to talk about politics and how our country is screwed. Because both of our candidates are stupid. Both of our candidates are stupid. Stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. They're both stupid rapists. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Gotta rip in half, damn it. That's unacceptable. You strip the screw, that's not good. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The whole world is screwed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We are screwed. No matter what happens, we are all screwed. We are all screwed. We are all screwed. Matter what happens, we are all screwed. Oh, maybe not. Yes. Coronavirus. Yep, there you go. Do 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 do. I'm so tired of this coronavirus. I'm slowly starting to go crazy. Oh, believe me, we all were. See, I thought we were gonna get through a stream with at least one stream without mentioning it. It looks like we can't. So, when are you going to be done live streaming this at? Wow, it's 11:11 already. Probably in like 20 minutes. It's gonna be about 20 minutes from now that this will precisely be over. And the coronavirus is the world ending, pretty much. Coronavirus is in full effect in New York City and New Jersey. Yes, that is very true. New York got hit really bad. New Jersey also got really bad. When I pull out my perfection game on a live stream, you know I'm just starting to go crazy. Or when I put a camera in my central vacuum and turn it on. Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Do 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 do. Henry Linkler says thank you. Yeah, I'll probably stop streaming in like 3 minutes. So like 11:15. Dyson B11 torque drive broken. Please help. Oh, the irony! I just complained about people constantly getting a hold of me just to get free tech support, and then the moment I comment about that, someone in the chat just says, "Fix my broken vacuum for me." Although, in all seriousness, though, if I help you with it, I can't know how to help with it if I don't know what's wrong with it. Because you say it's broken, like, what's broken on it? Just call Dyson. Yeah, call Dyson. Exactly. Want to add me on Discord for chatting? You don't have to. Until I fix the issues of the Discord, I'm not going to add anyone else. But then again, I guess if I add you personally on Discord and just don't give you an invite to the server, then yeah, I guess that could be fine. That's because New York is smaller, more populated, and also thanks to the homeless people lying on the streets. Yeah, pretty much. What a surprise, because people are like, yeah, but in Australia they have barely any cases. Yeah, because there's like 3 people in Australia. Australia is like the same size as the US, and they have like not even a tenth as many people or something like that. I forgot the exact number off the top of my head. But they have significantly less people than we do in the same area of the country, or in the same size of land, pretty much. What a surprise. The virus doesn't spread nearly as quickly in an area. It's precisely why in bigger cities you see it spread more than out in the country. Because what a surprise. If people have to be 6 feet apart for social distancing and your house is 3 miles away from anyone else's house because you're out in the middle of nowhere, then yeah, you're not going to get it as easily. That's common sense. It's not much better where I am, though, the virus, though. It won't give us any clues where I am. Yeah. Where I am, we got about almost 2,000 people who have died because of this, which is annoying. Have you heard of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra camera glass spontaneously cracking on its own? I have. Um, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You know what Zach from Jerry Rig Everything always says: glass is glass, and glass can break. But I also saw a video where his S20 flew out of the back of his trunk at like 70 miles per hour, and the back glass cracked, but the camera lens was perfect. So I don't see it being particularly, as the glass itself being any more shatterable than it was on the S6, S7, S8, S9, S10. The only difference is that it's a much larger glass lens, so it's more likely to potentially crack because there's more surface area for it to take damage. So I don't think the quality of the glass is any less than the Note 9 or whatever else, but it's just such a large camera lens that there's more glass to crack, and it sticks out so far that yeah, it's doesn't surprise me that it can crack pretty easily and potentially damage that really expensive camera that you're paying a crap ton of money for. How many vacuums have you fixed in your lifetime? I'm gonna guess like maybe like 600. I don't know. I worked at a vacuum store and I have for 2 years. My Dyson V6 Motorhead started pulsing really fast, but when you leave it pulsing for a while, it starts running fine. They want you to pay 400 to get it fixed. How do I fix this? I don't know. I've never worked on one of those cordless Dysons. I've never worked on I've only ever worked on Dyson uprights. I don't think I've ever worked on a Dyson canister. I've never even seen a Dyson canister in person, I don't think. So yeah, I definitely haven't worked on one. As far as what canisters I've worked on a decent amount of Chemours, but that's about it, honestly. I can't really think of that many canisters. The majority of, yeah, like pretty much every vacuum I worked on was an upright. So a lot of Dysons, a lot of Dirt Devils, mostly Bissells. Plenty of a few Eureka, plenty of Phantom, Shark, a couple Electrolux, bunch of Auric. Did I say 600? Maybe that's a little bit too much. I think it was maybe probably closer to like probably like 200 actually. Probably like closer to 200. I think 100 would be a little bit low because like I would say 100. I'd say I fixed 100. No, I'd say I fixed 100 in like the last maybe like 3 or 4 years. I probably fixed like 100 vacuums, and if you go like yeah throughout the rest, and it's probably like 200 or 250 that I fixed, and then probably about like maybe like 3 or 400 that I've owned. If I owned every single vacuum that I've ever had, I'd probably have like 250 vacuums, maybe like 300. What are your thoughts on? And it's really hard to guess because there's a lot of vacuums that I only had for like an hour, and then fixed it and gave it back to the person. So it's like, how am I supposed to remember that? What are your thoughts of SIBO? SIBO is fantastic. I've never used one myself, but everyone seems to like them. I really want to get a SIBO, like a Felix or something. Do you consider yourself the vacuum? Do you consider yourself the vacuum wizard? Yeah, I guess you could say vacuum wizard. Not really. I only worked on one canister. It was a Dyson DC-39 with a messed up head. Yeah. Lots of other vacuum companies are making cordless vacuums with removable batteries nowadays. Well, that's why you're going to do it. If you're going to make anything with the battery, it should be removable. Especially something like a vacuum where the battery, because like, because a vacuum, is just ridiculous. You shouldn't have a machine that is literally going to be junk just because the battery is sealed in the machine and isn't holding a charge anymore. What was so bad about the vacuum wizard comment? I clicked the wrong button. What is your take on the vacuum coffee makers? What? Vacuum coffee makers? I don't know what that even is. I don't know. I'm probably gonna sneeze in like, I don't know, 15 seconds. Oh, never mind. My nose is like burning. Ugh. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop streaming in a few minutes. I worked on one cylinder, the Bissell Clean View. Oh yeah, Bissell Clean View. Yeah, the name that's been applied to like 1,400 different machines that Bissell's made. Literally. That's the thing. It's like you can't really. It's kind of hard to come up with new names nowadays. Every single budget brand, whether it's Hoover, Eureka, Dirt Devil, or Bissell, all those brands, they take like they have like 3 or 4 names, and they recycle it in different variants for like 2,000 different machines. Makes the best coffee. No, I do like coffee. Coffee is very good. Are you saying if they made like a vacuum that was also a coffee maker? Because that'd be really convenient. I mean, not really. I could just have a separate coffee maker and then a separate vacuum. I probably never use it because I just buy a coffee maker and then buy a vacuum. So, yeah. Well, hello, Mr. Wizard. I'm not really a wizard. I'm a witch. I'm a witch. I hate coffee. It's gross. Dr. Pepper is the best of all. Dr. Pepper is good. It's a Bissell Cleanview 68Z3E. I think I know what you're talking about. They have obviously a ton of uprights named Cleanview across several decades, and across generations and variants and SKUs, and they have canisters and handhelds. How about a vacuum that is soundless and has Bluetooth speakers to play music while you vac? That sounds like a great idea. But you could also just put in some noise canceling headphones and just listen to those while you vacuum. So you could effectively have the same thing. Or something similar enough. Sleep good. See you tomorrow. See ya. I'm probably going to stop streaming in like, I don't know, maybe like 15 seconds. Give or take. So, consider you a wizard. I found you a few months ago when trying to find tips to fix my old vac, and you've helped me time and time again. Well, I appreciate it. Also, sorry for accidentally hiding your comments. I clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I appreciate it. Teltec, do you like Coke better than Dr. Pepper? I like both. See, a lot of times I prefer Oh, a lot of times, see, Dr. Pepper is one where, like, I more consistently prefer it. Like, Dr. Pepper is, like, a very safe bet, but there's sometimes where, like, there are certain moments where I prefer to have a Coke or a Pepsi, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't generally, Dr. Pepper is always just, like, a good go-to fallback option, but if, or Pib, as well as Pib, but if, Coke and Pepsi are, um, if I want one of those, then I may prefer those to Dr. Pepper at that point in time. It really just depends. Mountain Dew is king. I like, the thing with Mountain Dew is, I don't know. It's all right. I do like Mountain Dew. I like Voltage. Voltage is my favorite. And that new Frostbite is pretty good. The one that's on, you know. It's just like you shouldn't drink any of it. It's all horrible for you. It's all poison. None of it's good for you at all. But, what can you do? Diet Coke has gotten much better nowadays. I don't know what it is, but they changed something in Diet. This is Diet Pepsi, but uh, they changed something in Diet Coke to where it's like really good now. But only in the cans. In the fountain, it's pretty bad. Although Liberty Mountain Dew is disgusting. I hate that so much. It's awful. Baja Blast is really good though. It's pretty much like the only reason I go to Taco Bell. It's just like, hey, I wanna treat myself and eat something horrible, so I'm gonna get a beefy 5 layer burrito, a Doritos Locos Taco, and a Baja Blast. That's what I always do. That, or sometimes actually a lot of times, if I'm really feeling like punishing myself, I'll get a cheesy gordita crunch. I'll get a Doritos Locos Taco, and I'll get a what did I already say? I said I'll get a cheesy gordita crunch, I get a beefy 5 layer burrito, and a Doritos Locos Taco, and a Baja Blast. That's what I do if I ever want to punish myself with garbage food. But yeah. Are you streaming tomorrow? I might. I don't know. I might. I'm probably gonna be pretty busy tomorrow, cause I have I have like 3 or 4 like different sales that I'm gonna be making, and I'm probably gonna hang out with a friend of mine, cause I have a couple computers of hers that I need to fix. So I'm probably gonna be busy tomorrow, but if I can stream, I might. But it's not a guarantee. I try to stream every other day. I'm trying to get in that into that habit. Do you like Arby's? Yeah, Arby's is good. Arby's is really good. It's just not good for you. But I mean, out of all the fast food that I've had, Arby's seems like probably the least worst. Well, that's probably a stretch. I don't know. There's just so many places that are just really bad. But Arby's is a good go to. I had Hardee's for the first time yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before, and no, 2 days ago I had Hardee's for the first time, which is Carl's Jr. in some places, and it tasted really good. But man, it did not like me at all. Like, I felt horrible afterwards, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna subject myself to that again. Do you like Burger King? I like Burger King. Where I live, we actually have the original Burger King pretty close by. It's not like right next door or anything, but it's not too far away. And yeah, it's so we have like the original Burger King. So there's no Whoppers or anything, but it's just original Burger King. So just normal burgers and fries and stuff. Rallies and Arby's. I've never had Rallies, but Burger King's pretty good. The Burger King you know, I go to is really good. Not the normal burger. The normal Burger King's fine. It's just not really anything special. It's better than McDonald's, obviously. McDonald's is easily the worst. And of course, Subway is kind of like Subway's kind of like, what's the point? Because if you get something normal from Subway, you might as well just make the sandwich at home. And if you get something that's not normal from Subway, like a meatball sub, you might as well just you might as well just go to Burger King or something. Cause like, what do you do to make a meatball sub? You take 5 hamburgers, you roll them into balls, and then you put them on a bun that holds 5 hamburgers. And of course, we all know the whole thing where it's like, hey, if you eat Subway sandwiches every day for like 3 years, you turn into a pedophile. Or wait, I don't think that's what they intended for it to be. But yeah. Um, so Jersey Mike's. I never heard of Jersey Mike's. Does your McDonald's have a play place? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Or does it? I don't know. I never used it, so there'll be some White Castle. White Castle's good. I've only had White Castle once. I've only had White Castle once, and it was really good. It's not like, I think it's a little bit overrated because like people like worship White Castle. Same thing with Chick Fil A. I think Chick Fil A. I've never had Chick Fil A, but it seems like it's just really overrated. Or no, I think I've had Chick Fil A. Have I? I don't know. But yeah, I know the White Castle's pretty good, and I've never been to Checkers because we don't have Checkers around here. We don't have White Castle either, so I had to travel. I think I had it in like Indianapolis or something. I'm pretty sure that's where I had White Castle. Have you heard of the Wiggles? I have. That's like a kid show, I think, right? I can't eat McDonald's. I get very ill. Yeah, exactly. Like, cause that's your body telling you, why are you eating this garbage? This is poison. Don't eat this stuff. See, I think I'm at the point where it's like I can't. I don't think I can deal with having an entire fast food meal anymore. But if I get like one thing and then make something at home alongside it, then I think it should be okay. Like if I get just a burger and then I eat like some vegetables with it, then I probably can get away with it. Chick Fil A is way overrated. Was good years ago. Crap now. Chick Fil A is garbage. I don't know. Never. Chick Fil A is very polarizing in my experience. People either love it or hate it, and I don't. It doesn't seem like anything special to me. Of course, there's that whole thing where it's like, oh, the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and I've never tried that. KFC was pretty good, but ever since I got assaulted by a manager at a KFC, I don't really feel like going there anymore. There was one time that a friend and I got punched by a manager at a KFC, and that was funny. Well, it wasn't really funny. It was funny for me. It wasn't funny for him because he got knocked out pretty badly. But I was fine. I mean, he was fine too. But it was just like, uh, but yeah, KFC. The bowl things that they have are pretty good. I haven't tried that new donut thing that they released. Seems kind of ridiculous, but whatever. But and then Popeyes and churches are pretty alright. Is Burger King and Arby's poison? I don't think they're poison. No. Have you had Little Caesars? I've had Little Caesars, but as far as like fast food pizza, meaning like not. First of all, you should always go to a local PS. No, I didn't sue KFC. I just don't go there anymore. Because I'm not gonna. See, they wouldn't. The police wouldn't even let me press charges, which is really annoying. Because I said it's like I want to press charges, and they had the guy in custody. He was still being obnoxious, and they still had to. I'm surprised they didn't tase him, honestly. But it was really weird. Um, I just think it's a funny story, honestly, because like I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt or nothing. It literally didn't even though he punched me in the jaw, it didn't even really hurt. But a lot of people don't even believe me when I tell the story. But I'm like, there was literally like 4 or 5 people there, so it's like you can ask them. It's like they can see what happened, and there was a bunch of other people who gathered around because it happened like right in the middle of the street when I called the police. Didn't Chick-fil-A have a scandal? Yeah, because that they were homophobic. Yeah, I think they still are. Because Chick-fil-A has like this thing where they've been funding like a lot of like organizations that supposedly were supporting anti-LGBT discrimination. Because I mean, of course, Chick Fil A is like a religious, sort of corporation, which I don't buy at all. I mean, I think that the people running it can be religious, but I don't think you can say that, oh, Chick Fil A is a religious place. It's a restaurant, dude. Sure, I mean, you can have it closed on Sundays if you want because it's the Sabbath, but every person that I've talked to said, yeah, they're because usually whenever I say that, then usually whatever friend I'm talking to says, well, I have a gay friend that works at Chick Fil A, and it's like, okay, whatever, and like I'm not really worried about it. It's like I seriously doubt they're gonna be like, hey, you're not gay, right? Get out. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Plus, in a lot of states, it legally can't happen. Unfortunately, not all of them, but there's still a lot of states where you can still get fired if people find out you're gay. But thankfully, in my state, that's not a thing. At least I don't think it is. Um, Meaning not legal. But I don't even care about that, honestly. It's like I just never had them before. I don't really have an opinion on the food. Because I mean, who cares if you can't be allowed there if the food sucks anyways? And who cares, right? It's like, oh, you're not gonna allow me to be here because I'm gay. It's like, well, your food is shit, so who cares? But again, I'm not even saying that's true because I've never been to a Chick Fil A, so I don't know if that's accurate or not. We have a restaurant called Pizza Lush. It's amazing. Oh yeah, pizza places. So for pizza places, I was talking about pizza. So there's a few local places that I really like, but as far as fast food places, Domino's is hands down the best. Which a few years ago you'd have been crazy to say that, but nowadays Domino's has got it on lock. I don't know what they did, but they finally made it to the point to where the box and the crust aren't the same material, which was a good starting point. And then they just made everything better. Literally, Domino's is fantastic. It's a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. And I have the Domino's rewards, so if I do feel like getting an order out pizza, then yeah, Domino's is an easy go to. Little Caesars is eh. Pizza Hut is eh. Papa John's is eh. They're all just like okay. None of them are particularly good, but Domino's is legitimately really good. Like Domino's is easily on a completely separate scale than any of them. And the only exception is for the Little Caesars. If you get the deep dish pizza, then it's kind of like okay, I can see how if you're comparing a deep dish pizza to a normal Domino's pizza, they can trade blows with each other. But I still think the overall quality of Domino's has gone up dramatically. Granted, Pizza Hut I think is still a little bit better with wings, but which it technically is a Pizza Hut. That's Wing Street, but Domino's is the way to go. I wonder whatever happened to Pizza Street because I used to love Pizza Street, which was a pizza buffet, super cheap too, and the pizza wasn't. It was pretty decent, considering it was buffet style pizza. And I used to love Pizza Street because I love buffets and I'm a food whore. So I used to love going to Pizza Street, but I can't find them anywhere anymore. I don't know what happened to them. They all just went extinct overnight. And Papa John's the only pizza chain that's here that's edible. Papa John's is okay. Yeah. You couldn't pay me to order from Domino's. Great, then order some Domino's and send it to me. Little Caesars was pretty good years ago. Not sure now. Yeah. I haven't had Domino's in forever. I don't remember how good they are. I like B-dubs. I haven't been to B-dubs in a long time. Long time. I think I've only been there once. I've been to like Korean barbecue places, which is really good. All fast food pizza just suffices. None are good, mainly edible for the most part. Yeah. Again, if you can support a local pizza joint, definitely do that over a chain or a franchise. But if you're going to order from a franchise, in my opinion, Domino's is the one. And I think a lot of people tend to agree with that. I think a lot of people kind of, if they just like blindly taste pizzas, they tend to like Domino's a lot. Yeah, Pizza Hut used to do lunch buffets around me too, but they just don't anymore. We used to have a Pizza Hut around here, but they went up and moved. Um, and yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think they do buffets either. Man, that's the one thing I hate about this whole quarantine is that I can't go to Chinese buffets because Chinese food is my kryptonite. I love Chinese food so much. Well, I guess kryptonite's a bad thing, so it's like my what's a positive version of kryptonite? But yeah, my husband says pizza is like women. Never had a bad one, if you know what I'm saying. uh, your husband's smart. Your husband's a smart dude. But yeah, actually, maybe, well, then again, I have had some bad pizza and I've had some bad women too. So, but just because you have a bad slice doesn't mean that every single pizza is bad. You just got a bad slice. Eventually, you're going to find the right slice that you can spend the rest of your life with. Okay? Now, that's dating tips with Intelitech Studios. So, and as far as other places, there's not really any. Pretty much all Chinese food places are local places. There really isn't any franchise Chinese other than Panda Express, which is I haven't had Panda Express in so long. Just because they're nowhere around here. There really is. Panda Express is the only kind of place that you go to when you're already in a mall, and you're like, okay, Chinese food then. But Panda Express is just, you know, the situation we are in could end buffets altogether. Oh God, that'd be worse than death. If buffets end forever, that's worse than death. If you tell me I gotta live the rest of my life, because I've ordered Chinese takeout, it's expensive. Golden Corral is just see, Golden Corral used to be good, but now every time I eat Golden Corral, it's just, ugh. So many times that I see Golden Corral, it's just like, ugh. There used to be a place called Ryan's, and it was fantastic. It was so much better than Golden Corral, but it's disappeared off the face of the earth. Like again, that's I believe that place went bankrupt. I asked my other friend out, and he said yes. I got a boyfriend. I'm so happy. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm happy for you. He better be cute. And let's see. So, as far as like normal like catch-all buffets like Golden Corral, there's not not really a good one I can think of off the top of my head. There used to be a lot of places that were like I never really remembered what they were for, but I remember going to them as a kid. There was like 54th Street. I don't think I've never been to Chili's. I've never been to Fazoli's. Uh, what else? Yeah, don't really know what else. Too expensive. Yeah, but I love Chinese food though. Chinese food is so good. I've come to like sushi a lot more nowadays too. There's a lot of really good sushi out there. Some good sushi. I used to hate sushi, but now I love it. He's cute. I've had worse. uh, aren't those kind of contradictions? He's like, he's cute, but I've had worse. So it's like, which is it? Is he cute or have you had worse? I guess if he's cute, but he's not the cutest. I don't know. Oh, that's hilarious. Um, or you saying I've had worse compared to talking about the food. You really should have a comma there. It was about that time we bounced. Yeah, precisely. Who does that? Well, schools do that a lot, which, God, if you're a school, please don't do that. I know, like, sometimes my grade school would go on, like, field trips to places like that. It was usually pizza places that was something simple. Not something that elaborate. Buster1849 is in the chat. Dang it, I should have stopped streaming a while ago. But whatever, he's here now, so I can't stop streaming now. I'll stream for another 15 minutes, why not? I say that, but then it's gonna be like 2 a.m. and I'm still gonna be streaming, which sucks because I gotta wake up early tomorrow to sell a $80 vacuum. But yeah, Buster1849 is here, and he has the what is that? The syringe emoji? I don't know what that means. Is that saying do drugs? Don't do drugs, kids. Whatever you do, do not inject black tar heroin. That's not a good idea. I've had worse looking boyfriends, trust me. I've only had one, so I can't really comment on that. And it sucks, because he was actually kind of attractive looking, but he was such an asshole. Such a manipulative piece of garbage. Maybe I shouldn't be that mean, but then again, he is a bad person, so I probably shouldn't care. Whatever. I had one ex-girlfriend that was really cute, and but she also was a horrible person. And another ex-girlfriend who a lot of people said she was ugly, but she really wasn't. Like, she was fine, you know. I thought, she was all right, but she also was horrible. Every single ex I've ever had has cheated on me, which is a fun thought. But I don't let it get me down. I'm glad that none of those worked out, because frankly I can do better. Anyways, what are your thoughts on the Your Brain versus Your Brain on Drugs commercials? Oh yeah, the one where it's like, this is your brain and they crack the egg. This is your brain on drugs, and I'm like, ha ha ha. I've had 3. He's my 4th. Oh, may the 4th be with you. Which is funny because it's almost May, so we're getting close. Let's see, brain on drugs commercial. Yeah, I mean, my ex is beautiful, but she was a horrible person. Yeah, that tends to happen. I would rather have someone with a beautiful personality than a beautiful smile. Ideally, both. Because here's the thing, if they have a beautiful personality, then that makes the rest of them beautiful by default. And I know some people will say, yeah, but you're not saying they're attractive all the way. I'm like, I don't care about that. Are you a good person? Are you nice to me? Are you the kind of person that I can see myself spending my life with and not be a total waste of time? If so, then get over here and let me cuddle you. It's gonna be May. Yes, it is. In fact, isn't April 30th the last day? Yeah, so it's gonna be May, and it's gonna be May in less than 15 minutes now. So I'm gonna keep streaming until May. Warning: Star Wars motives inbound. Haha. Darth Vader, the Force, etc. Yeah, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I just think that's a fun saying. I don't hate Star Wars. It's just not my thing. People get mad at me because I don't like Star Wars, but I'm like, I don't dislike Star Wars either. I just don't care. It just doesn't appeal to me. Same thing with Star Trek, and everyone's like, you have to love Star Wars. I'm like, I like what I like. Deal with it. I like Marvel. I really like Marvel. The Avengers is one of my favorite movies. It's May here already where I'm at, lol. Yeah, because you're probably in, what, Eastern time? She always ignored me, sided with my bullies, treated me like I was retarded, and married another guy to piss me off. Wow, that's dedication to pissing off someone. If they have a good personality, I don't care how you look. Yeah, precisely. How about a vacuum that is steam powered and good for the environment and also has a suck rate of 1.12 SPS? I'm assuming that's sucks per second. At a rate far superior than Dyson at a price that can compete. Sounds like you got a patent on your hands. I like what I like. Precisely. It's already May here. Lol, I'm an hour ahead of you. Yeah, I figured. But for me, I'm still 10 minutes behind. Exactly 10 minutes behind. Would it steam the floors too? Well, probably. Are you in Ohio or Illinois? I'm in Illinois. So I'm in Central Time. Central Time Zone. If you're in Eastern time, I believe it's about to be 1 a.m. for you, right? That would suck in a bad way. No. Why can't it suck in a good way? I should check my phone to see if I got any messages. I guess I didn't, huh? Usually I have this one friend who messages me like every single day. I didn't get one from him today. I guess I'll message him then. See, and it's funny because he said something, a friend of mine said something that really made me sad, where he's like, yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship right now because I'm just under so much stress. And that just made me so sad because I'm like, a relationship is not supposed to feel like a burden. It's supposed to be an enhancement to your life. Under if you're under the impression that being in a relationship at all is a burden and something that to be a drain on you emotionally, then you're with the wrong type of people, hon. You just are. If if you are under the impression that being in a relationship is a drain and something to be loathed, you're just not with the right people. Because if you're with the right person, it's not going to matter. It's going to be second nature. You're going to enjoy spending time with that person. Even if you're busy, you're going to enjoy talking to them, maybe every other day or however much, even if it's just texting them. Because that's how it should be. It should be about people who are happy to see each other, and where that person being in your life, whether with the label or not, in of itself is a reward, because they just have that type of personality that's just infinitely compatible with your own. That's how it should be. But for a lot of people it's not, and that breaks my heart. Damn, that got emotional. Anyways, let's see. Do you ever pick up cheap vacuums to fix and sell for profit? And if so, how profitable is it? I do, very frequently. And honestly, it's really hard to say because it just depends on what vacuum I get. Like for example, in the most recent, in the second to in episode 10 of Vacuum Saved, I got 6 different vacuums. I paid $25 for all of those vacuums, and supposedly one of those vacuums I'm getting the motor assembly for free. And if that happens, then I basically got a $200 vacuum for $25 along with 5 other machines. And then I have another one out of that lot that I'm selling to a friend of mine for like $80. And again, I spent 25 for all 6 of them. And if both of those go through, then I essentially got $280. But then again, I'm not gonna be able to sell that shark for $200. I'm probably gonna sell it for like 100. But still, if I sell both of those, that's $180 profit out of 2 vacuums. 2 vacuums, and that's I spent $25 with 4 others. And then if I sell the Power Force Compact, if I sell that for $30, I sell the Power Force Helix for $30. I sell the what else was there? And then what? Oh yeah, and then the Hoover I'm keeping. So I'm gonna keep this Hoover, and I'm probably gonna keep the bagless Helix, and then the other Helix I'm keeping. So those don't count into profit. But if I sell the pet hair eraser for $30, that pays for the entire lot and makes $5 profit. But I'm probably gonna sell it to my friend for like maybe 40 or $50, and then I'll get a Dyson on top of that, which I'll probably keep, but still. So that's double the profit. That's double what I put into it, and that's from one vacuum. So then all the other ones are just bonus at that point. And if I sell it, that's 100% profit. So that's a good example, And in the case of the last lot that I got of my friends, which was the first Power Force Helix, the Dirt Devil, right? The Dirt Devil, yeah, the Dirt Devil, and the Shark. for $15, I think $15, I think it was, or was it 20? It was $15. I sold the Helix for 30. I sold the Dirt Devil for 40, and I'm about to sell the Shark for 80. So again, I $15 for those three vacuums, and I fixed them up and sold them. For, let's see, let's ignore the Sharp because I haven't sold that one yet. So I spent $15 and I sold the Power Force Helix for 30. So that's $15 profit, and then the Dirt Devil for 40. That's $55 in profit. And then I still have the Shark on top of that. So whatever I sell the Shark for is full profit on top of that. So that's a good example. It's not as easy to sell as phones when I fix them, but the nice thing is that vacuums, you can't steal vacuums, at least not as easily as you can grab a phone and run off with it. So I have a bunch of phones stolen. So but vacuums, I've never had a vacuum stolen. Not yet, at least. Knock on wood. I ran out of water. Dimmen Hofstrad Komrag. What? Dimmer Hofstrad Komrag mi de Blas. This means I don't like speaking Welsh, it's boring. So I can speak some Welsh because I'm in Wales. But yes, so I hope that answered your question regarding selling vacuums and making profit off of them. Anyways, tongue twisters at their finest. Yes. Well, it's not really tongue twisters, most are just foreign languages. ¿Cómo estás? I took a Spanish class, but I was very, very bad at it. Very bad. I just could not wrap my mind around it. I'm clearly not fit out to learn a foreign language, unfortunately. Which I'm pretty good at English though. Like, I know a lot of decent words. I tend to be pretty well spoken, at least according to other people. So I guess to be this good at English, I guess I can't fit anything else. I don't know. I'm just trying to think positively of something that's annoying. I'm selling my Oreo S7 Edge on Marketplace, and one person wanted to trade me an A10E and a vape. Yeah, don't do that. How much you want for your Oreo S7 Edge? I passed my Welsh exam, but it's so boring. Wanted to trade an A10E and a vape. Yawn. But yeah, don't do that trade because an A10E is not very good. Plus, that just sounds like a recipe to get your phone stolen, honestly. And when you do sell, be sure to meet them in like a Walmart or something. And not in the parking lot. Meet them inside the store. So if they try to grab it and run off, you can get someone to run after them and tackle them or something. No vaping. Apparently people are really against vapes for some reason. Screw vaping. Wow, everyone seems to really hate vaping for some reason. Yeah, it's not good for you, but it's not as bad as cigarettes either, so it could be worse. It was 420 10 days ago. I celebrated by not smoking weed. And it's May. It is officially May 1st. Friday, May 1st. It is officially May. Wow. All right. So, any final questions before I stop streaming? Because I need to get up early, so I need to go to bed, like right now. So, toss that jewel in the rubbish can. He didn't say it was a jewel, it just said it was a vape. Jewels are garbage. But yeah, you can see my hairline. My already receding hairline. Jesus, my forehead is so big. At least whenever I have my hair like that. Surprised people don't comment. Jeez, that's half the size of my face. Wow. Anyways, goodbye, everyone. Hope you have a good stream. No, I just did the stream. Hope you have a good sleep. And I will see you guys in the next stream and or video, whichever comes first. I'm releasing all the Xbox videos that I have on my Xbox, so you'll see that tomorrow and the day after. And then back to normal videos. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.